Well, hello everyone, welcome back. Got a new project. Let's see what we can do with this and this. So come back in a minute, folks. Let's get to shooting. Okay, here's my new Bear Creek Arsenal lower and upper. The upper is chambered in 243 Winchester, has a 24-inch stainless steel. They call it a medium weight barrel with a flash hider on it. Obviously this is just a bare bones project with the mil-spec type trigger, mil-spec collapsible stock. I'm going to be doing some upgrades now. YouTube, these are not modifications, these are upgrades. The first one will be a Luth AR MBA3 adjustable stock, a Luth AR chubby grip. Obviously, it needs a magazine. There's a 10-round magazine. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've got this new scope, to this DiscoveryOpt 5x25x56 scope that I'm going to be putting on here. Also, because of the size of the scope, I went ahead and bought a 1/2-inch riser. I don't know if it's going to be necessary or not, but it does have a cantilever. I'll be putting it on there as well. I kind of like a high stock on an AR type of outfit. So, with the magic of video editing, let's go ahead and see what this rifle will look like from this to the next step. Alright, come back, folks. Okay, here's the completed project. My Bear Creek Arsenal chambered in 243 Winchester with a 24-inch barrel. The upgrades that I put on here were Luth AR MBA3, which is a collapsible, adjustable stock, both for length of comb and cheek height. I went ahead and put in a 1/2-inch riser. I kind of like the scope being up on an AR. It lowers this portion into my shoulder more, so I'm not holding it up tight. The scope was a little bit hard to level. It's a little bit canted according to my eye, but that won't cause much of a problem unless you shoot up, tremendously long distances. Some of you may disagree with that, but yeah, I got one eye that's lower than the other, and you probably do too. Alright, so let's get out to the range. Go ahead and bore sight and then sight in at 25 yards and then take it out to 100 yards. This time I'm going to be using factory ammunition from 80 grain, 90 grain to 100 grain in different boxes, different manufacturers. So you'll actually be able to see it like you would probably do it at home. Alright, so let's get out to the range. Okay, I just finished up shooting with various ammunition, the Federal Blue Box, Winchester XP 95 grain. We'll talk about the rifle later, but in fairness to this scope, I want to go ahead and give you my overall view. Thank you, DiscoveryOpt, for sending this scope to me, and it is a recommended buy by me. Because at $399 for this feature-rich scope, you can't go wrong. That being said, this scope would be best suited for somebody that's in a fixed position, long-range type of shooter. It's because it's heavy, but it's in mil radians with that Christmas tree type of reticle. That also takes a little bit getting used to. It has very clear glass. Very good sight picture. The whole entire corona of the eye box fills up the scope, so you don't got that shadowing around the edge. But you need to know how to use mils. A lot of people don't realize that type of reticle is designed not only for getting on your target and using windage and all that kind of stuff, and elevation adjustments by just using the reticle. It's also a range estimating finder, but you have to know a little bit about the math to do that. Example, let's say you have a deer that's got an 18-inch target and you know that distance, and then you times that by 27.77, and then you divide that by, when you sight on the target, how many hash marks does it fill in here, and then divide it by that. So you have to remember that. Then that only gives you the range. Then of course you have to know your particulars about your trajectory, your speed, and all that kind of stuff to be able to know what your adjustments would be on your turrets. Or if you use, like I use, which is nothing more than the hash marks on the inside. For me, it's much simpler to do that because in hunting I don't have the time to do that math. I'm not good at math anyway. But I'm not, I've been used to going ahead and using the features of the scope, the dots and the hash marks, to be able to do my holdovers. I do it kind of the old-fashioned way. You know, the way my dad taught me was, you know, out to 150 yards, hold dead on. Past 150 yards, out to 250 yards, hold on the backbone. Past 250 yards, out to 500 yards, aim at the antlers and below. And that has not failed me over the years for the shots that I did take at that distance. But if you also, I kind of have a simple math because I've shot a lot, and because I hand load, I know the speed of my bullets, and I can go ahead and put that into a ballistic calculator to find out what my maximum point blank range is. And then I use that almost exclusively. I'll give you an example, okay? I just have a -2 simple math situation. So let's say an object is 400 yards. All right, that's a 4 minus 2. That equals 2 mils up. That's the way I do it. So if it's 300 yards, 3 minus 2, 1. So if it's 200 yards, minus 2, dead on. That's the way I use it. It works pretty well because when you're hunting, you don't have to have a pinpoint accuracy. You just have to be within that kill ratio of that animal. Okay, folks, so as far as the shooting goes, I promised to show you the targets, but I did have problems with the rifle that I'll go in detail after I get a hold of Bear Creek Arsenal to see what their recommendation is for a fix. But with the 95 grain, well, I'll show you the 100 grain blue box first. I've never had this happen, folks, without bore sighting or anything. That was my first shot at 25 yards. Near perfect. So I didn't need to do anything at 100 yards. That's the remaining 9 shots. I'll attribute that to not being familiar with the gun and a very, very heavy trigger, probably 6 to 7 pounds. But that's still 1.5 inches for a 10-shot group, or 9 shots there. Then with the Winchester XP, it did quite a bit better. With the exception of one flyer, well, let's do it this way so you can see the holes. With the exception of that one flyer right there, that's a 9-shot group. That's all within 1 inch. At 100 yards, I'll take that, even with that horrible trigger. Okay, so that'll wrap this one up. Again, the DiscoveryOpt HD PRS Gen II 5x25x56 with a 34mm tube is a definite buy from Dave Strohmeyer. If you like to do a lot of bench shooting. Alright folks, that'll wrap it up. I'll see you next time when we go over this rifle more completely. I'll let you know what Bear Creek Arsenal told me to do for the possible fix and the problems that I ran into, and let's see if they can kind of take care of themselves. But no matter what folks, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment if you will. I like talking to people. But no matter what, God bless you all. See you next time. Goodbye.